Hey guys, it's finally Friday. Friday has got here. I do have a Friday editorial for you. Before I get to that, this Sunday, go 49ers. That's right, 49ers are going home with the trophy. I wonder if they're going to have a parade in Santa Clarita on Tuesday or Wednesday. But go 49ers. They're going to win. All right, now I'm ready. Let's get into this editorial. Just a warning, there may be some strong language at the end of this editorial. I am going to put a link to this story in the description box below. There is a news video in that story. So if you click the link below, you should be able to watch the news story from Channel 6. And, I just want to say, if you think you're free in America, you're only as free as law enforcement allows you to be. Now, I'm going to say some things in this editorial, particularly at the end, that you may disagree with or you may agree with. If you disagree, don't get all upset and pissy and start, flying off the handle. Let's have a discussion. See, some people don't know how to have a discussion. They just get all freaking mad and they start throwing things and screaming in the comment section. And you're like, what the hell? But anyway, we're going there now. Let's go to Nebraska. Thank you, WOWT. WOWT 6 News. Thank you. Omaha police gave a statement Thursday responding to a viral social media post questioning the treatment of Isaac Vinson, who police said was a suspected thief. He drove from Lincoln to Omaha to buy appliances he found on the Facebook Marketplace. He arranged a time to get them and went to pick them up. As it turned out, he was buying them from a renter. And the owner of the property and appliances called police, assuming he was robbing the place. On his way home, Vincent was pulled over by Omaha Police Department officers. Vincent says, quote, the first thing I asked them is, what exactly is going on? And the guy just starts yelling and telling me this is a robbery deal. In Vincent's viral post, he claimed 3 officers pointed guns at him. He later told us he thought one officer had a handgun drawn. Omaha Police Department reviewed the body cam footage and determined a taser was drawn, but it was holstered when Vincent worked with the officers. He was then handcuffed and put in the back of a patrol car. Vincent said, quote, I'm like, you got the wrong guy. So then he's just constantly yelling, saying, this is what it is right now. I'm not going to ask you to say anything. Police told 6 News they decide on a case-by-case basis who gets cuffed and whether they get put in a car. Isn't that profiling? They were unable to tell us why Vincent was one of these cases. Vincent was eventually able to show police messages on his phone, proving he had arranged to buy the appliances from the renter and that he didn't know they belonged to the property owner. It was determined he didn't commit a crime and was let go, but he wants officers to know it shouldn't have happened this way in the first place. He said, quote, when someone can pick up a phone and make an assumption or an accusation to really put someone's life in danger, he doesn't want to point fingers. He isn't mad at OPD for what he experienced. He only wants his experience to be a lesson to others. Vincent said, I was just thinking about my sons, not just my sons, my daughters too, just being pulled over and how to conduct themselves to get out of there if they run into someone over assertive. So is he maybe hinting right there that the cop was being over assertive? Police tell us the body cam footage shows no use of force occurred, and 6 News has asked to review the footage. So now I'm going to give you the full statement from Omaha Police Department. Here it goes. The Omaha Police Department has been made aware of a post that made regarding a traffic stop involving Mr. Isaac Vinson. Once it was brought to the attention of the department, the body-worn camera footage from the incident was reviewed by senior staff members. On Wednesday, January 29th, 2020, at 10:47 hours, that's 10:47 a.m. in the morning for you non-military folks, officers received a radio call for a burglary in progress. The 911 caller advised that his rental home was being burglarized and provided a description of the vehicle involved. Omaha police officers ultimately conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle that the caller described, and contact was made with Mr. Vinson. The preliminary review of the body-worn camera footage did not show any firearms being pointed at Mr. Vinson. There was an officer that initially had a taser in his hand, but immediately holstered it as Mr. Vinson complied. What's he going to do? It's not comply. The body-worn camera footage showed that no use of force occurred. I'm going to get back to that in just a second. And Mr. Vinson was released from handcuffs less than 5 minutes after he was placed into handcuffs. The investigation of the incident determined that it was a civil matter. Mr. Vincent had arranged to purchase appliances from a party that was not the owner of the appliances. Mr. Vincent did not commit any crimes and was released. The officers completed field observation report documenting the incident and identifying the persons involved. And then they give you citizen complaints against Omaha police officers and or non-sworn employees are investigated by the Internal Affairs Unit. Yeah, okay. I just want to make a couple of statements here and then let you guys respond in the comment section below. The first thing is that, when cops go out there, when I've noticed this, I've experienced this myself too, is that when police respond to something, especially like a First Amendment audit, they go out assuming this is what's going on, and we're gonna nail this mother effer. Watch this, And they, so the guy picked up the phone, said the place is being robbed. They didn't think for a minute that it could be a misunderstanding. They go right out there. We got a robber. We're gonna put this guy in. This guy's going away. We got this son of a bitch. I haven't seen the body camera footage, so that's just an opinion. That's a hypothesis. That's not fact or truth. That's in my opinion, and it's expertly based on interactions I've seen, heard, and had myself with law enforcement. What I'm saying is, instead of going out there and pulling this guy over and saying, "Hi, can you turn your car off? We need to ask you something." Well, turn your car off for us real quick. We're investigating a robbery, whatever, explaining to him. And he would have been like, "Oh, my phone. No. Instead of doing all that, they start going, "We got a call of a robbery." Well, who did you rob or whatever? I don't know what they said. But my point is, they went there automatically knowing they had a robbery. Automatically knowing we got a robbery. Someone just robbed someone's house. A guy called us. We're going to get this guy. Here he is. Here's the robber. And a lot of you say, well, how do you know that? How do you know that? Because he was handcuffed and put into the back of the patrol car. He was automatically guilty, handcuffed. They didn't say, "Yeah, turn off your car for us. We need to ask you some questions. And, if the call is valid, we don't want you driving off on us. Can you just turn your car off? Thank you. We need to ask you something." Now, I know law enforcement officers are going to go, "Well, you don't know how it works." I do. Not only am I a public servant, I've been to 2 police academies, California and Texas. And we're seeing it nationwide. I've experienced it where cops just assume this is what's going on because we got the call. Instead of saying, "You know what, let's find out what's going on first." No, they assume this is what happened. Boom. Okay, now let's find out what's going on. Well, the guy's already handcuffed in the back of the patrol car. You've already determined that guy's guilty or he's a suspect of something. And then you find out there's no crime committed. Oh, we're going to let you go now. Why didn't you just tell him to turn off the car and ask him what's going on? Well, he could have drove off. Well, he could have did this. Well, he could have, woulda, shoulda. Cops live by the old adage of woulda, coulda, shoulda. He coulda, he woulda, he shoulda. That's what they live by. Well, he could have did that. Yeah, well, a plane could have fell out of the sky right then and landed on top of your patrol car. Well, he could have did this. Well, he could have did that. But he didn't because he was innocent. But cops go out there assuming all the time. Instead of, training should be, look, officers, when you get a phone call on somebody, find out what's going on and then start taking action. Not take action, handcuff him, put him against car. Okay, now we're going to find out what's going on. Well, you've already determined it, this guy. He's handcuffed. You've already violated his 4th Amendment civil rights. Well, no, we didn't because we got to. Yeah, you did. Don't put that, well, we got a phone call and we got a job to do. And no, you violated the man's Fourth Amendment civil rights by handcuffing him and putting him in the back of the car. He's not secure in his persons or property, i.e. his own vehicle. You've already violated his Fourth Amendment civil rights. We can't mince words if you want. Semantics, however you want to say it. The man's civil rights were violated by the police department because they knew we have a robbery. Why? Because we got a phone call and there's the guy. Instead of turn your car off for us because, explain why. Hey, we got a call of a robbery. We don't know who you are. If you could shut your car off for us. Because we don't know. We don't want you driving off on us, and we need to speak to you for a moment before we figure out what's going on. If you determine he is the robber, pull him out of the freaking car, then handcuff him, but whatever. But he showed him text messages and said, "Look, man, I was buying something from somebody," and they go, "Oh yeah, you're right. You can go." After he was handcuffed and put in the back of a patrol car. Sorry I'm beating that to death, but it happens again and again and again and again and again. We see it over and over and over. Cops jump on it and say, well, we got a phone call and we have to do it that way. You don't have to do it that way. In this particular instance, I don't even have to be there to know that they could have handled this differently. They could have. Yeah. How do I know? Because I've been in that situation. On traffic stops and stuff. When I went to the police academy in Texas, I did ride-alongs with several officers. I was there. I observed. I saw. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what would I do? What would Jesus do? What would I do? And I would think, okay, I would do this, or he could have done that. So I'm not speaking as some guy that doesn't know what he's talking about. That could have been handled a lot differently than it was. But they assumed, got a call, there's the guy, we got him. Oh, it's not the guy? Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, okay, we got the wrong guy. You can go. Welcome to America, folks. Your Constitution, it's toilet paper. Second thing and final thing that I want to talk about, thank you guys for hanging with me. They say in their statement, the body-worn camera footage showed that no use of force occurred. Bullshit. You're talking to a guy who went through 2 police academies, California and Texas. And I have shown my certificates. It's somewhere in my video list. I'll show them again if you guys want to see. But I have certificates of 2. I have the test I took, the test results of the test I took in Austin, Texas, passing and being certified level 1 peace officer. But I didn't become a cop because I had some family issues. My mother was ill back here in California, so I left Texas to come back here and be close to mom. I didn't get a chance to, apply and interview and become a cop in Texas. But I was a certified level 1 peace officer. There's 3 levels. I don't know how it is today. This is back in 99. Yeah, 98, 99. But they said no use of force occurred. Uniform presence occurred. Verbal commands occurred. He was handcuffed. That's use of force. Hands on. Verbal command. Uniform presence. Those are use of force. Well, no, we meant that. We didn't do. Well, then fucking say that. Don't say no use of force occurred. Bullshit. Uniform presence, verbal commands, hands-on. Those are use of force. I mean, you guys want to mince words. You want to say, well, this is, we got a job to do. And, well, then say you used use of force. You used at least 3 levels of use of force. But you're talking to people who are non-Leos and you think, oh, they don't know. We know a lot more than you might think we know, buddy. And that's what I love when cops try to bullshit me and I go, are you an idiot? Because I already know. I may not be as experienced as a full-time cop who's been out there doing it 9 to 5 every day. But I'm not ignorant. In law enforcement, tactics and education, I've been educated. Like literally there, sat in a classroom while cops came and talked to us and we took notes. Verbal judo. See, cops forgot about verbal judo. Wow. Had this guy from San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. I don't know if he still works there, but he was a sergeant. He would come in to talk to us about, he did the verbal judo class, and he would go, you have to use verbal judo. Wow. He was pretty funny. But you have to use verbal judo, and it doesn't sound like the cops used verbal judo here. It sounds like they used verbal accusation. You're getting in the back of the car till we find out what's going on. So he's already guilty. Well, no, we let him go. He wasn't guilty. You thought he was when you handcuffed him and put him in the back of the car. Well, we didn't. Then why did you handcuff him and put him in the back of the car if you didn't know? Because you assumed. Got the call. There's the guy. Welcome to America. Community Leo Watch. Watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers across your nation. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from law enforcement officers. I know you guys watch my videos. Put in the comment section below what you think about this. Let's discuss it. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I may have an editorial for you tomorrow. I may start doing weekend editorials too. I like this stuff. Letting these people know about their law enforcement officers. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later.